Assalamu alaikum. This is your trainer Sir Moghirah Farooqui for CIA Part 1. So, guys, the new syllabus is announced and the new books are also available in market. Previously I follow the GLAM book and now the updated version of GLAM is also available. So, we follow the GLAM book for Part 1. And if we talk about the revised chapters of GLAM, previously in GLAM there are 7 chapters for part 1. However, now the GLAM published the new book, and the new book consists of 10 chapter in part 1. And it will be Unit 1 is Foundation of Internal Auditing, Unit 2 is Assurance Services 1, Unit 3 is Assurance Services 2, Unit 4 is Advisory Services, Unit 5 is Ethics and Professionalism, Unit 6 is Governance, Unit 7 is Risk Management, Unit 8 is Control Types, Unit 9 is Control Applications, and Unit 10 is Fraud Risk. So, in today's class, we will discuss study unit number 1, which is Foundations of Internal Auditing. I'm assuming that you all of you are previously listened my orientation session where I discussed the overall changes in 2025 IAA exam scheme and how the new syllabus is different from the old one. So, moving forward, the foundation of internal auditing chapter is consists of 4 topics: purpose of internal auditing, internal audit charter, impairment of independence, and role in risk management. Role of internal audit in risk management. Overall strategy of our learning is or discussing this chapter or overall CIA part 1 learning strategy is that we will discuss the textbook and whenever any standard is come in during the chapter, then we will directly refer that particular standard from global internal auditing standard, and then we will discuss that particular standard along with practical examples. And once we complete that particular chapter, we will practice some selected questions in this recorded class. But it's up to you then that the remaining MCQs were practiced by yourself. And if there is any ambiguity, do let me know on WhatsApp so we will discuss it. Please follow the reason for rejection approach while attempting the questions. The reason for rejection approach is that while practicing the MCQ, your focus is not on finding the correct answer, but your focus is on how the other 3 options are incorrect and why they are incorrect. So the answer of how and why is derived from either from global internal auditing standards or the discussion which we will or the discussion in the lecture or from the textbook. So these are the 3 parameters or resources where you drive the reason for rejection, because in CIA the options are too close. So the more you practice as per this approach, the more clarity you obtain regarding the concepts and regarding the understanding of overall CIA. So moving forward, this study unit covers section A, Foundation of Internal Auditing, subsection 1378. What is subsection 1378? Basically, it is the announced official syllabus of internal auditing certification CIA. And let me share you the syllabus. So this is the syllabus, and section A of CIA syllabus is Foundation of Internal Auditing, and section A, subsection 1 is describe the purpose of internal auditing according to Global Internal Auditing Standard, may include but is not limited to explain the overall objectives and benefits of internal audit function, which we will discuss in chapter 1. Describe the conditions that contribute to the effectiveness of internal audit function. It is also part of chapter 1. And after subsection 1, it refers subsection 3. So subsection 3 is recognize the requirements of an internal audit charter. So it is also a part of chapter 1, may include but is not limited to identify the component required by the global internal auditing standard. What are the basic components which is required for the preparation of internal audit charter? What is internal audit charter, sir? It will we will discuss it after some time in this chapter. Recognize the importance of discussing the charter with the board and senior management. So it is another aspect of this topic, which we also discussed during this class. And the third component of this subsection is recognize the importance of board approval. So it is also a part of this chapter. And after subsection 3, subsection 7 and 8 is also a part of this chapter. What is 7 and 8? 7 subsection is identify situations where the independence of internal audit function may be impaired. So this is the most important section because I will I will say to multiple candidates on multiple times that whenever there is a topic related to ethics, it is very important for CIA candidate because from examiner point of view, because your examiner multiple times uh, examine the ethical area, impairment area regarding ethical aspects. So it is a very important topic. May include but is not limited to identify situations where the chief audit executive functional reporting line is not appropriate. These situations actually uh, help you to drive the reason for rejection while practicing the questions. So be attentive in class and understand every situation. Make summarized notes. So you will gain a grip on every chapter and on every standard which we will discuss in CIA part 1. Describe the board responsibility for protecting internal audit independence. The responsibility aspect is also examined in your paper. Describe the chief audit executive responsibility for protecting and maintaining internal audit independence, including communicating to the board when an impairment or perceived impairment is identified. Identify situations where budget limitation may restrict internal audit operation. Describe the effect of scope limitation or restricted access. These are some common situations which we will face as an internal auditor, as a head of audit during our professional life. And this is these situations are also examined in your paper. So we will discuss in detail during this class while reading the chapter 1. These are the topics and last topic of syllabus, which is a part of your chapter 1, is recognize the internal audit function's role in the organization risk management process, because uh, internal audit also provide assurance regarding the risk management performed by the management. So this is a very important topic. May include but is not limited to describe IAA three lines model. This is the new basically area which is included in part 1 syllabus. So we will discuss this in chapter 1. Identify first and second line of responsibility that could impair the independence of internal audit function. Describe the safeguards to implement when internal auditor conduct or perceived to be conducting first or second line responsibilities. So this is the overall review of chapter number 1, which is the agenda of today's class. So let's start the chapter. The learning objective of study unit 1 are these are basically uh, the same thing which we will discuss in the syllabus. So I'm skipping this area. Number one topic is purpose of internal auditing. So, internal auditing is an independent, objective assurance and advisory service designed to add value and improve organization's operation. It helps an organization to accomplish its objective by bringing a systematic, disciplined approach to evaluate and improve the effectiveness of governance, risk management, and control process. So, what is mean by this definition? So, if we break this definition into different parts, so it will be more easy to understand what is internal auditing. So, number one thing is internal auditing is an independent. What is mean by independent? That free from uh, any influence or have a direct access. That whenever any internal audit department is performing its responsibilities, there is no threat, there is no influence on that particular department, on the staff of internal auditor or internal audit department. So independence means free from any unrestricted any restrictions and have a direct access to board and management. Second aspect is internal auditing is independent objective assurance. It provide an unbiased assurance. Unbiased assurance. Basically, it is the responsibility of internal audit to provide assurance, but in a unbiased manner, and also provide advisory service. So now the consulting word is replaced and the word advisory is used, because in earlier definition of internal auditing, the word consulting activity is used. However, in revised syllabus, the word advisory service is used. So internal auditing is also provide advisory service. There are multiple scenarios where management requests from head of internal audit to provide some advisory. These are the basic roles of internal audit. What are the overall objectives of these roles? Designed to add value and improve organization's operations. So if your department don't create any value within the organization, or considering your presence in the organization, uh, uh, despite the fact that your department is present in the organization, which is internal audit department, the organization's operations are not significantly improved, then there is a very big question mark on your department, that how internal audit creates value, or what are the deliverables of internal audit. The overall approach of internal audit is questionable if internal audit department don't create value or don't play a role in improving organization's operation. Second aspect of this definition is it helps an organization accomplish its objective by bringing a systematic, disciplined approach, because because of internal audit department, everybody knows that somebody is there who is monitoring their functions, who is monitoring their risk management, and who's monitoring their controls. And During the audit, they highlight the gray areas, their weak areas in internal audit report. So the departments and the different operations of the organization start to follow a systematic approach and a disciplined approach, because they know somebody is there who report these issues if we don't follow a systematic and disciplined approach to the senior management, that there are some gray areas, some red flags, some uncontrollable risks which are exist in the organization. So management have a comfort factor from internal audit, that internal audit provide a detailed review of organization's operation, their control gaps while conducting the audit. disciplined approach to evaluate and improve the effectiveness of governance, risk management, and control process. So basically, internal audit to cover these three aspects in all of its audit assignments and engagements, the governance aspect, the risk management aspect, and the control aspect. So typically, management knows that every internal audit report should provide a detailed review of governance of that particular function, risk management of that particular function, and control process of that particular function. So they are focused on establishing more detailed controls, more detailed risk management, so that every aspect of risk management or every aspect of risk should be covered in their risk management. And after risk management, they deploy effective controls so that the risk should be covered in a effective manner, because they know that if they don't do these things, internal audit will come and review these processes and highlight the gaps in this in their audit report. So this is the overall definition of internal auditing. Now, the purpose statement helps internal auditors and stakeholders to understand and articulate the value of internal auditing. Internal auditing creates value by providing board and management with an independent, risk based, and objective assurance, advice, insight, and foresight. This is a very important aspect that basically what management expect from you guys or from internal auditor is to create value by providing an independent report. Independent report means free from any influence, and risk based report. Risk based means your priority is set based on the risk that your every audit procedure, audit plan is risk based, and your priority of the department is set. The department's priority is set on the basis of risk, and not only you issue the report based on the governance, risk management, and control process review, but you also provide advice, because if there is a room for improvement, you should provide effective and practical advice in your report. Not only advice but also insight that you will basically not only highlighting the issue but also the cause of issue, or the reason of issue, that what is the basic reason of that particular issue, that how this issue is arise on a frequent on frequent basis. So internal audit provide advice, insight, and foresight. Foresight means that you should also provide management you should also alert management on a prior basis that these risks will become potential in future. So management will prepare to encounter that particular risk. So you will focus on present, past, and future as well. It enhances successful achievement of organization's objective, governance, risk management, and control process, decision making and oversight, reputation and credibility with the stakeholders, the ability to serve the public interest. Basically, these are the basic purpose of internal auditing. Internal auditing is most effective when it is done by skilled professionals. It is performed by competent professionals who conform to the global internal auditing standard. So basically, what is expected from you guys is that every internal auditor should understand the global internal auditing standards requirement, that what are the implications of these standards and how they are applied in your organization, because your audit is mainly focus on these standards. And if your organization is in compliance with these standards, and if internal audit department also comply these standards, then value creation, advice, insight, foresight aspects are fulfilled. Otherwise, an unskilled professional do not create value while representing internal audit department. Independent means its position in the organization allow independence with direct accountability to the board. What is mean by direct accountability to the board? That head of audit have direct access and unrestricted access to the non-executive directors or audit committee or board. What is mean by unbiased? An internal auditor are free from undue influence and committed to objective assessment. Okay. Now, this is the overall purpose of internal audit department. What are the expectation from of management from internal audit department? Uh, so this is basically this study unit is crucial for CIA student. It outlines the foundational principles and practice of internal auditing with a specific focus on understanding its purpose, responsibilities, independence, and the role it play in risk management. If we talk about the overall definition, so the internal auditing is an independent, objective assurance and advisory servant designed to improve an organization's operation. It achieved this by systematically evaluating and improving the effectiveness of governance, risk management, and control process. It also helps organization to accomplish their objective while ensuring that operations are effective, efficient, and in compliance with laws and regulation. So this is the overall crux of this definition. How we add value? Internal auditor helps organizations to achieve objectives by evaluating governance, risk management, and control process. So once these three aspects in any organization improve, the overall value creation is also the overall value creation principle is also reflected in the organization. Enhanced governance and risk management aspect means that the internal auditing ensure that an organization's governance structure, risk management activities are effective, supporting the organization's overall goal. It means that your overall risk management and governance is aligned with your overall goals. For example, if your organization's mission or vision is to provide a cost effective product, so the overall risk management, governance, and controls are also aligned with this aspect. Provide assurance and insight. The role provides assurance to stakeholders that controls are effective, risks are well managed, and objectives are achieved. If we talk about if we discuss any practical example, so imagine an internal auditor in a manufacturing company identify inefficiencies in the production process. Through an audit, the auditor recommends improvement that not only enhance the productivity but also minimize waste, contributing to both cost saving and improve product quality. This is the actual example how you create value. So, moving on, if we talk about internal audit mandate, this is the new topic, first of all, because earlier there is nothing like internal audit mandate. This aspect is newly introduced in new global internal auditing standard, and Principle 6 is also discussed this. So first we read the Principle 6 and then we move uh, to the textbook. So this is the new global internal auditing standard, Principle 6. First line states that the board establishes approves and support the mandate of internal audit function. This is very important line because previously internal audit head, which is chief audit executive, develop our internal audit charter. Internal audit charter basically it's a piece of paper which defines the purpose, scope, authority, responsibility of internal audit department. So if we understand the position of head of internal audit, it is very difficult for any head to define its scope, to define its responsibilities, to define its authorities, because sometimes management don't agree with the authority aspect, sometimes management don't agree with the responsibility aspect, sometimes scope of internal audit in some organization is questionable. So in new global internal auditing standards, this headache is eliminated from the aspect of head of audit, because now it is not no more responsibility of head of audit to define its scope, its authority, its responsibility, because now board establish and approve and support the mandate of internal audit function. What is mandate of internal audit function? The internal audit function receives its mandate from the board. Now, the non-executive directors or audit committee or the board or applicable law in certain public sector environment, the mandate specifies the authority, the role, the responsibility of internal audit function and is documented in the internal audit charter. So, from now onwards, the head of audits are very happy because they say we only develop the internal audit charter based on the light of mandate which we will receive from the audit committee, which we will receive from the board, which we will receive from the non-executive directors. So it is not, it is not it is not in my domain to describe the scope, authority, or responsibility. It is the domain of audit committee. And now, if management have some reservations, management directly discuss with the audit committee that we have a question on the authority aspect, we have question on the responsibility aspect, we have question on the scope aspect. So basically, head of audit is now on a very comfort zone, because earlier it is the responsibility of head of audit to describe all these aspects and get approval from the board after discussing it with the senior management. And previously, if I give you a practical example, the preparation of internal audit charter is a very difficult task for any in any sophisticated organization, because there is a very significant chance that head of audit is engaged in a heated argument with the senior officials of the organization on the authority and responsibility aspect. But now uh, all these aspects and all these principles are defined in the internal audit mandate, which is prepared by board, and on the basis of that particular mandate, the charter is developed, and the charter is formally distributed to relevant stakeholders. So this is the major change in old and new standards. The mandate empowers the internal audit function to provide the board and senior management with the objective assurance, advice, insight, and foresight. Because on the basis of that mandate, the charter is developed, and in charter, the authority, responsibility, and the overall scope is defined, and on the basis of that particular charter, the head of audit prepare its detailed plan, their audit programs, their engagement schedule. The overall objective assurance, advice, insight, and foresight principles are basically depend on the internal audit mandate. The more extensive the mandate is, the more detailed and the more comprehensive the internal audit department plan is. The internal audit function carries out the mandate by bringing a systematic, disciplined approach to evaluating and improving the effectiveness of governance, risk management, and control process throughout the organization.